hold on. Send me everything that's pertinent to the conversation tomorrow with Bradley. And then, Kelly, please get that over there. By the way, who just walked in is Nick Fox, as I said, the owner of Renewal Home Innovations. You guys do mostly all interior?
Yeah, 90%.
And showers are basically your numero uno.
Absolutely.
And you guys have those solid porcelain walls. I heard you talking to Dimitri. When we had our steam shower done, we put in porcelain.
Right.
And ours are huge. They're like size of these windows, but there's definitely grout in between. The solid system, I could see a huge benefit. Simply because there's no grout that ever breaks down, and the maintenance seems like it's extremely low.
Yeah, incredibly low on the maintenance side. But the amazing part is the beauty. They look absolutely incredible.
What do you do? How big can you get them?
Essentially, it's about 5.5 feet wide by 10 feet long. So,
okay.
So it'll cover a full-size wall that's 5 feet wide.
Yeah, I'm thinking my back wall, I don't know if that would cover it or not.
You may have a seam here and there.
Yeah, okay. So you can still put a seam in.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you just try to get as flat as you can. You do the same on the ceiling generally?
Absolutely, especially for steam showers.
Yeah.
You have to.
Man, I love ours. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's nothing like having a steam shower, a spa experience in your own home, right?
Yeah, how often do you guys end up doing a steam shower? Are they popular?
Day. Oh, you mean installed?
Yeah.
You
meant getting in it. I'm like every other day. I don't get in every day. What temperature do you put yours at?
Yeah, well, it's 120 degrees.
Okay, I set mine. My perfect temp is 115. And I'll tell you what, if you get out, I wear this whoop. If you're in there 15 minutes, legitimately at 115 plus, this damn thing thinks I just went for a jog.
I'll bet.
It's crazy, man.
It's a wonderful thing for your body. It makes you feel better. It makes you breathe better. It's just overall.
Who do you use, Mr. Steam, generally?
100%, Mr. Steam.
I love Mr. Steam.
Yeah.
Any questions anybody has about, contractors in general or bathrooms? Nick's in house with us today. We'll be digging into his company. Hey, Ron, what is going on, man? This looks absolutely horrible, but I need you to explain to everybody what's going on.
Sure. And I'm not sure that I don't want to say something bad about the contractor if what he's doing is reasonable within that industry.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure whether it is or not. So I wanted to try to explain things to y'all.
You know what? I like that. But hold on. I hate to do it to you. Now we have an idea of what you're going to say. Let me get this break out of the way, and then we'll have time to talk with you right after this. So hold tight, and I'm also going to send your letter that you sent to us over to Nick here with me so he can see it. Hold tight. Would one of you forward that to him?
The entire email?
Yeah.
All right, Nick, I hope you have a couple of days to read this.
It might not have any relevance.
Take a look, man. Gorgeous. Yeah, you can just swipe it that way.
Nick, I'm ready for your email address.
It's NICKFAWKES 1@gmail.
Thank you.
Hey, Nick, do you have a busy season, or is it pretty steady throughout the year?
We do really, really well from January till about now. It'll start petering out just a little bit here.
Why is that?
Parents on vacations and such, and so, and then as soon as school goes back into play, we pick right back up.
So summers are pretty quiet.
Yeah. We're doing some
hold on.
expansion.
Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies teamed up with Wave 8. That's Martino's company, financial advising company. It's pretty interesting because you get the best of both worlds depending on how or what kind of an investor you are. But the main aspect of the team up is this. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies, these guys talk about every part of retirement, not just the financial part. They talk about Medicare with you and the different supplements and then insurance and annuities. Long-term care, estate planning is very important, and they do all of this stuff. Of course, they're going to talk to you about different financial products so you can cash flow whatever you need to once you retire or build that wealth as you're getting close to there. But they also talk about the real aspects of retirement, like I told you. Any questions you have, give them a call up. If you don't ever hear from your financial advisors and you're getting closer, these guys are going to do better. rpcenter.com. That's rpcenter.com.
Yes, sir.
I'm fascinated with those ginormous tiles for flooring
Yeah.
because it just looks so slick.
Yeah, it looks amazing. When he's done, I'll show you some of the things we've done.
So,
They don't break.
really, that was one. I have two questions for you. If I drop a coffee cup,
Right.
it's going.
Hold on. TheArtofGranite.com. That is a website you're going to love. If you check it out and give Mitch Fleury a call, they have the best countertops I've ever seen. They've been to our house so many times, it's crazy. In some of our projects, they use the existing cabinets because we really liked them. In other projects in our house, they replaced all the cabinets and sinks. These guys can do whatever you want done at a great price, bids over the phone. And on top of that, right now, if you get the entire kitchen done, you get a bathroom for free. TheArtofGranite.com.
A coffee cup will definitely break it.
No.
What?
No.
Won't it chip the?
This one's tinny.
I haven't had anything break. I
That's
haven't
nice.
had one come back, ever.
That's my favorite euphemism for a JJ.
That's
Tinny.
miracle.
Sounds a little
Here's
tinny.
my other question.
It's a nice little tinny.
I have.
And on flooring, you're going to put a thicker product anyway. So it's almost like putting, this would be like, that could be 6 mil.
Holy crap!
Yeah. So, so it's a much thicker product.
Wow.
Yeah.
My cat's litter box.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with kitty litter?
Yeah.
It's made of bentonite clay, which is a very soft material, but there's still some silica sand in there.
Right.
And silica sand is the most abrasive thing other than diamonds. Now the
Good
cats,
question. I don't know.
they get a few granules stuck in their toes.
Right.
So I have some amount of silica sand on my floor. Now I don't wear shoes in the house,
Right.
but somebody else will.
Right.
And if they grind that silica sand granule into a surface of a tile, they'll scratch it. But it sounds like nobody's ever asked you about that.
Mm-mm. I've never had anything come back.
Dude, it looks so,
Yeah, it looks amazing.
it's so classy.
I dig it. I really do.
I do too.
We did all wood in our house except for the bathrooms.
Mhm.
We did big format tiles.
On the floor?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What
but
part,
we did,
what part of town do you live in?
down by Chapel Lake.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's a nice quiet area.
Mhm.
It's an area called Trailmark. So we just bought another house over there. We've been down there for 25 years, but we bought a new house recently and completely gutted it. I mean,
I'll bet.
took it down to studs down there,
Yeah.
and now it's a completely different house.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. We did porcelain every room, so came out real nice. Yeah. So it's good stuff. What do you do?
I operate a recycling company.
Nice.
And he sues people.
As if for a living?
Contractors.
Just going out to bad contractors?
I'm thinking about doing that.
Just doing contractors?
Yeah, I could buy claims from, because we get, I mean, not like you guys.
Oh,
Thanks. Anyway.
Like total scumbags, you know? Holy shit.
We're out there on the fireplaces. What was it?
low-cost airlines to launch standing-only seats.
What?
All right, 303-713-8255. You know, I'm going to talk about Skyrider 2.0 in a little bit, but Ron called in. It's pretty crazy. Basically, what his question comes down to is it industry standard? What does contractors doing? In other words, in any given job, I don't care if it's a painter, I don't care if it's someone installing countertops, there's basically a standard. Doesn't have to be perfect. It sure as can't be under there. But he's curious if this contractor's living up to that. And go ahead. So kind of paint the picture you want us to know about.
Okay, sure. I'm just going to give the broad stuff, and there's some other details.
Yeah, go ahead.
I said, but I can go over those too. Bottom lines, I made my first payment with him on Tuesday, July the 9th, to build a small garage, 35 by 16, and it's going to be 2 stories tall. And he started the actual work in, I think it was in November when he actually started the work. And I kind of paid him as he went along. He would ask for money, and I would give him money as he's.
How much did you put down to begin with him?
I put down $3,500 for the very first payment.
Excellent.
And then over time, I was paying him more. So
well, were you paying as he got to certain aspects? Like, in other words, when the foundation was poured, did you pay for the cement if it's a foundation?
It was kind of like that, but one of my mistakes I made was I did not get something in advance to say, here's how much I'll pay you when you've done this. It was just him.
Yeah, that's all right. You guys.
Say, okay, now I need payment for what?
All right. So keep going.
Okay, so to date, I've given him $85,800 is where I'm at today.
And just out of curiosity, out of the $85,000, how much would that represent for the total job if the total job was done?
I have overpaid him.
Oh,
it would be 100% plus I think it's about $2,000 that I've overpaid him.
So the $83,000 was the original cost of the project or the original bid?
Well, that's kind of a yes. The original price was, let me pull this contract out here. The original price was 25, roughly 73.
And then you added some stuff?
Yes. Along the way, there were 2 changes.
Okay.
One was for him to remove a tree, and I paid him $2,500 for that. Another one was the original contract was the garage was going to be 35 feet long. But as I'm looking at the garage, as they're laying it out, I'm thinking I'm going to try to put 2 cars in there, front to back.
Yeah.
I might need it a little bit longer, so we added 3 feet, and he did that. And he did. I'm grateful that he did that. He was not.
But regardless, it went from 73,000 with change orders to 83, and then you ended up paying him 85. So where does it stand now? Like, what does the garage look like right now? Does he think it's complete?
He thinks it's complete with the exception of an overhead door. He thinks that's the only thing left to complete, and he's not going to install that. He told me to take care of that, which I didn't argue with him because it was on April the 3rd. I'd just given him a $3,500 check thinking that he was going to finish everything. At the time, it did not have siding. It did not have a man door, did not have an overhead door, gutters, anything.
All that's done.
So I just handed him that check. What's that?
All of everything you just said's done but one overhead door.
No.
Okay.
He thinks the only thing left to be done is the overhead door.
Understood. What do you think the items left are?
The overhead door, which I did go ahead and order from another company because I need to get that thing closed in. If he's going to work with me or not, I need to get it finished.
Yeah, I got you.
It needs to be painted.
The door or the entire structure?
The entire structure, the exterior of the entire structure.
Got it.
There's a man door. It's physically in place, but it's not finished. So it's probably just screwed in by whatever number of screws, but it shakes when you open it, and it needs to be trimmed out, I guess is the right word, and finished.
Got it.
It needs to have a lock. It needs to have a lock put in it. It needs to have the deadbolt put in it. The gutters need to be put on.
All right, let me ask you this. Ron, let me ask you this. When we talk about those different items, are they in the original contract? In other words, the big one I'd say is that overhead door. Is that in there? And the painting of the property and the man door just getting finished up and the gutters, is all that spelled out in the contract?
Yes, it is. And in the package of material I sent to y'all, you have the contract. So yes, the answer is yes.
All right, so why is he not finishing these items?
Okay, here's the reasons that he gave, and I'm going to try to properly represent what he said to me.
Sure.
Now, I know if y'all do contact him, he may say other stuff.
Yeah, that's
but
fine.
That's okay. Maybe that'll be a process of going through resolution. Okay, he said, number one, there's not enough profit in the job. These are things he told me face to face on April 3rd when I just given him the check.
Okay.
He said, there's not enough profit in this job. He said, prices went up on materials partly because of tariffs. He said, I had not given him the payments quickly enough, which there's an attachment in that package that talks about how long he had to wait.
Yeah. Keep going.
Which is not long. It's not long. And the fourth one he said was what I'm calling the contract.
Yeah.
At the very top of it does say estimate. And so he said the price he gave me on that was just an estimate and not a firm commitment. Whereas when we did it, I was taking it as a firm commitment. He is right that it says estimate on the top, but I was thinking that it was a firm commitment. And now I'm wondering if, once he started taking money for it, does it become a firm commitment?
Yeah, I got to look at it. I'm going to look at it over break, which is coming right up. Hold tight. Hey, Kelly, do me a favor, though. I'd love to get that contractor's information, and let's see if he wants to come on air and talk about this stuff. The not enough profit seems insane. Prices going up due to tariffs. I mean, that simply hasn't happened yet. It will happen, but it was not an issue 3 months ago. That's just too quick. Too slow on payments, unless there's some kind of payment plan in the contract. That's crazy, too. Hold on.
If it's an estimate, I mean, isn't that really the crucial factor?
I don't know.
No, because I'm looking at the actual contract, and it incorporates the estimate. And at that point, it becomes a contract. However, it looks like nobody signed it. Nobody signed the actual contract. Governing law.
Wow.
Yeah.
15 attachments.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Are you going to read it on your little phone?
I'm trying, yeah.
You're going to need glasses this thick.
Oh my gosh, this guy really.
There's nothing in there that's really interesting, Nick. I wouldn't even bother right
Really?
now.
Yeah.
You're going to have a very difficult time.
You know, the interesting thing about stuff like that, I haven't seen any major price increases due to tariffs.
Yeah,
It's
too soon.
So
Yeah.
I think that